The centerpiece of your physique is the chest, and it's absolutely essential for an aesthetic look. Yet the way I developed mine is surprisingly simple. As a calisthenics athlete, I've relied on just dips and push-ups. Minimalistic, but extremely effective if done correctly. See, sometimes you find something that just works, and that's what happened to my growth when I started one specific system. Overall, it consists of 2 training days per week. One day focused on high-intensity basics, and another day focused on variations and supporting exercises. In this video, I'll show you exactly how it works, the exercises, the technique, and the sets and reps. So let's get into it.
Think of the dip as the upper body squat. You cannot beat it. It is the best pec exercise in the world. Regular parallel bar dips, just like you did back in high school gym class.
That was Mike Menser, methodical bodybuilder and owner of a big man's chest. So not surprising at this point, the main exercise we'll be using is the dip. And even though dips aren't perfect, they're great for building overall volume and shape to the chest, especially the lower part. But for it to be effective, we do have to follow 2 guidelines. The first one is consistently training close to failure. This implies that as you get stronger, you'll either need to add more reps or add extra weight to keep it challenging. Each option is great, and I've personally done both, so you can simply pick based on preference. If you choose reps, you can aim for 3 or 4 sets, doing as many reps as possible, and of course adding a band if needed. With weights, you can aim for 5 to 8 reps while just avoiding complete failure. Weighted calisthenics is a bit more taxing on the body, so we want to avoid complete burnout. Now, the second important thing is training with the right technique. Dips is an exercise with high muscle involvement, and because of that, many try to isolate the chest by opening up, leaning forward, and going very deep in the bottom, which does lead to a deeper stretch. But it also puts the shoulders in a weaker and more unstable position. And over time, as you continue to overload, the instability only gets worse with risk of injury. It does have its place if done slower and more controlled, but when pushing intensity, we want a technique that allows us to keep progressing safely. And for dips, this involves slightly rounding the shoulders forward and keeping the legs vertically beneath you. This will engage the triceps and shoulders, but it also allows you to perform more reps or handle more weight, essentially a higher stimulus for muscle growth, chest included. But of course, with higher intensity also comes more fatigue. That's why in the supporting session, we want some different exercises both to manage some of the stress, but also to complement dips for more well-rounded chest development. Push-ups are simple and can be performed basically everywhere. They're also super popular, but that doesn't take away from their effectiveness, especially for getting more complete chest development. And there are obviously a lot of options for this exercise, like different variations and ways to program, but for this video on muscle growth, there's no need to make it overly complicated. There are just 4 variations I want you to remember. The first one is just standard regular push-ups performed shoulder width apart, preferably with a neutral grip like on parallettes. We can use these for overall volume and to drain out the chest with bodyweight reps. The next one is diamond push-ups. This is just a powerhouse of an exercise and one of my favorite variations. They specifically target the inner chest, but also involves the triceps to a high degree, so especially useful if you like that combination, but it may take a few sessions to adjust to the grip. Next is decline push-ups. Adding a slight decline can help target and fatigue the upper chest. A great exercise if used correctly, but they can be difficult to overload. That's why the upper chest probably is the part that benefits most from traditional weightlifting. If you want to target this part some more, I do recommend some incline pressing as well. Finally, we have incline push-ups, an easier variation compared to the others and ideal as a finisher to fully fatigue the chest. It's also easy to adjust the difficulty as more elevation makes it less demanding. Across these variations, keep in mind that like any calisthenics movement, these are all compound exercises, so the overall chest is still working, it's just a question of different emphasis. Next is a clever exercise that keeps many of the benefits from dips while being easier on the body. It's perfect for keeping the chest engaged but not risking complete exhaustion. The main idea is to keep the same movement pattern but to add one or multiple pauses throughout. And through this principle, we get 3 useful variations: the bottom pause dip, the mid pause dip, and a combination, the double pause dip. And the one you choose should depend on your current weaknesses. If you struggle in the bottom, choose the first option. If you have a sticking point on the way up, pause there. And if you can't point anything out, go for the double pause. But I will say that in most cases, the bottom pause is the best option. It's a very common problem to lose tension in the chest as you descend, which benefits a lot from this practice. But of course, if you're a beginner, they can be difficult, so remember to use a band if needed. No matter the option, the real advantage here is that you'll need significantly fewer reps or significantly less added weight to get close to failure. This creates less fatigue, which is perfect as a supporting exercise to balance out the high stress from regular dips. Now that we have the exercises, let's put them together into a system of 2 training days per week. Day 1 is super simple and all about high intensity basics, starting with dips. As mentioned, for bodyweight, as many reps as possible, and for weight, somewhere between 5 to 8 reps. And in both cases, the number of sets depends on how much your body can handle. 3 to 4 sets is a good guideline, but you want to get in as much quality volume as possible. Afterwards, you can continue into regular push-ups. For muscle growth, doing 3 to 4 sets close to failure is perfectly fine here and probably the most sustainable. Finally, you can end the workout with a few sets of incline push-ups. You should already be tired at this point, so use them as a finisher to fully drain the chest if you have the energy. Now you can and should still add more exercises on this day for your other goals, like the handstand push-up or the impossible dip, but for growing the chest, dips and push-ups are the main thing. Day 2 is about keeping fatigue in check and getting more well-rounded chest development. Here you can start by doing a few sets of paused dips, again choosing a variation based on your current weak point. As for the rep range, you can keep it slightly higher if you're using weights between 6 to 10 reps to reduce the added weight even more, but still stopping before complete failure. And with body weight in this workout, you're also stopping before complete muscle failure. Afterwards, you can continue into a few sets of diamond push-ups, doing bodyweight reps close to failure, but just stopping before complete burnout. And lastly, you can end the workout with 3 sets of decline push-ups. Focus on quality reps and see if you can get a good pump in the upper chest. Overall, the main principle for this system is to focus on dips as much as possible and adjust with the supporting exercises. And as you may remember from the back episode, this means that if you already have a good work capacity, you can have a supporting session whenever you feel fatigue building up, maybe every 3rd or 4th workout instead. Now, if you want a more structured program that includes either weighted calisthenics or skill training as well, you can check out my programs in the description. Before ending the video, I also quickly want to mention that if you're looking for some new calisthenics equipment, my sponsors at Gornation have some very high quality options. You can use my code JACOB10 for 10% off. I put the link in the description. That was it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new, and I will see you in the next one.